listening to Boxing Vibes TV News with JD, the only place for the latest and greatest news in the sport of boxing.
This is JD of BBTV News, and I'm back to give y'all the latest and greatest news in the sport of boxing. With that being said, if this is your first time on the channel, I would like to invite you to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you are updated on our latest drops here at Boxing Vibes TV. Now, without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Jared Big Baby Anderson, the real Big Baby, and, his fight over the weekend. But before we get there, man, let's listen to Jared Anderson's take on making big money fights and if that's something that, entices him as of right now. Let's check out his comments recently to Fight Hype on that.
My eyes are on bigger opponents, but I mean, if it makes sense and they'll accept it, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it too. I'm all for the money fights, you know what I'm saying? As we can see, as we can tell in my words, I'm all for the money fight. So if it makes sense, and it's the better option, I'm definitely going with it. But
now, based off of what Jared Anderson has said, man, I just got one thing that I just want to say as a fan and someone who's covering the sport of boxing. It's time to step him up, Top Rank. It is flat out time. All right, the Riyad Merhys and what we saw on Saturday night, it's not going to cut it. Point blank period. At this point, you have a Jared Anderson who is ranked in the top five in 3 major sanctioning bodies: the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO. He is ranked top 5. At this point, we all understand that Top Rank has had the position where they want to bring Jared Anderson up slowly so that they can, not have him peak too soon or get in with some of the most elite heavyweights too soon. But at this point, it's time for him to take a step up in competition. Nobody is asking Jared Anderson to duplicate or come near what Iron Mike Tyson did as a great heavyweight, 20 years old, becoming a heavyweight champ. But at this point, Jared Anderson is 24 years of age. Everybody has been watching him for a while on top ranked cards. He's highly ranked. Y'all gotta put the big fella in there with somebody that's gonna motivate him beyond a Riyad Merhy, right? And one of the most critical aspects of Jared Anderson starting to take his ascension, especially as it pertains to American heavyweights, because shout out to the UK heavyweights, man. Whether it's Tyson Fury, Joshua, they've been holding it down over there in the UK, dominating the heavyweight scene. UK boxing, y'all got the heavyweights on lock. We got to give y'all credit for that. But when it comes to the American heavyweights, you got Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, who is headed towards 39 years of age. 39. And he has carried the mantle for American heavyweights for quite a while now. And we all kind of see the writing on the wall as Deontay Wilder fans that going on 39 years of age, we know that Deontay Wilder probably does not have too many more fights left. I believe that Deontay Wilder will return and he'll have a few more high-paying paydays. But we know that with Deontay, if you're headed towards 39, you might not be going into 41 years of age, 42 years of age as a heavyweight, sustaining those kind of punches, right? So we know that for Deontay, the end is probably near in the next year or two. So that brings us to Jared Anderson, who has been highly touted as a huge prospect for so many years, and now he's highly ranked. I mean, there's even been talk about, the sparring rounds that he did with Tyson Fury, who we know is at the top of the heavyweight division. We know that they went back and forth, and he held his own against Tyson Fury. But that was even, I would say, a couple years ago when that happened. So at this particular point, for Top Rank, it is really time for them to begin to make a move. And now, he doesn't need to get into the ring with Anthony Joshua, a Tyson Fury, or Alexander Usyk, but there is a plethora of heavyweight names out there that y'all could put Jared Anderson in the ring with that would do a couple of things. A, it would boost his profile and add even more legitimacy to his name as a true heavyweight and take him from just a hyped up prospect to being a legit title contender. And then B, and this is probably the most important aspect in all of this, right? So the first part is stiffer competition is going to take him from that prospect label to everybody respecting him as a real contender. But the second element is if you start to put him in with really, really respectable name brand opponents who've actually been out there and competed at a high level, I feel, and this is just my humble opinion, that it would do a lot for the motivation of Jared Anderson, the motivation of this young king. He's only 24 years old. No need to get into the troubles that he's had as of recent, but you can sort of tell that there's a change that probably would benefit him. And he already made one change where he's gotten out of Toledo and he moved down to Texas. But I feel like the next change is let's get this man some real competition. Let's get him to a point where he knows that when he steps in that ring, that the fighter's not going to be a walkover. That he knows that he's really going to have to bring it all night long. I mean, you even have critics who are looking at the Riyad Merhy fight on Saturday and they're saying, hey, you know, Jerry, you should have pressed forward and knocked him out and did this and did that. And Jared Anderson even talked about this in the post-fight press conference where, you know, why should he have taken a risk when you had a Riyad Merhy who wasn't coming to fight, wasn't coming to win. So at that point, when you know you're coming back in the summertime and you've got more fights on the horizon, why take that risk to open yourself to possible injury or anything of that nature when you know that Riyad Merhy is handing you the fight? And now in a lot of cases, a lot of people will say that if you're that spectacular, you should go force the knockout. But this is one of those scenarios where I personally 1,000% agree with Jared Anderson on that. Look, if Riyad Merhy didn't come to fight and he's a no-name as far as the real heavyweight division, and I know that I got bigger fish to fry down the road, I'm not sticking my neck on the line for a Riyad Merhy. Now we're going to go ahead and take this victory that he's given us, and we'll move on to the summertime. But now, the next fight comes summertime. Bob Merriman, Top Rank, man, we love you, Hall of Fame, promoter, Top Rank, one of the best, if not the best, companies at taking young prospects and turning them into champions and championship contenders. There's not too many better promotional companies than Top Rank. But at this point, as it pertains to Jared Anderson, the fans really want to see him in there with a step up. And I think it would do everybody something positive for us to see that happen. It would make the fans get more excited about Jared Anderson. It would test Jared Anderson and help him develop more in the ring. And it would help Jared Anderson become even more laser focused on taking a further step into that upper echelon of the heavyweight division to really throw his name in the mix as a top heavyweight. Because I don't know if y'all have seen what's going on over in Saudi Arabia and what the Saudi Arabian government and Turkey al-Sheikh and all of them are doing over there, but they're handing out major paydays over there. And Turkey al-Sheikh is putting himself on the record. He has put himself on the record numerous times stating that he is biased towards the heavyweights. He loves the big boys. So the quicker that we can get Jared Anderson at the apex of the heavyweight division, I mean, this brother is going to be swimming in more money than he can count and changing the lives of all those around him. So with that being said, man, I think Jared Anderson has got to go ahead and grab that mantle from Deontay Wilder, who we know has held it for so long and held it in great fashion and took it as far as he can take it It's now time for Top Rank to put Jared Anderson in position to grab that mantle as the next great American heavyweight to kind of establish himself in the sport of boxing, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think it's time for Jared Anderson to take a step up? Do y'all think they should keep slow rolling, man? In the comments, man, y'all drop some names of those kind of second-tier heavyweights that we should see him in the ring with. I mean, again, I don't think it should be Joshua, Fury, or Usyk right now. But, man, there's so many heavyweight names out there, especially across the pond in the UK. So many of them, man. Dubois, there's Zilly Zane, Joseph Park. There's all kind of heavyweights out there that I feel like Jared needs to get in there and mix it up with. And again, when it comes to the sport of boxing, let's not act like one L means it's the end of your career. I mean, case in point, Anthony, AJ Joshua. We got AJ coming back, and he's looking better than he's looked in years, and he took 2 losses to Alexander Usyk. So especially in the heavyweight division, hey, man, let's step it up for Big Baby Anderson, man, and see him really have to, put it out there on the line and develop and make some major cash, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Till next time, this is JD at BBTV News. I'm going to keep giving y'all the latest and greatest news in the sport of boxing. Till next time, deuce.